Good Sunday evening. I'm meteorologist Frances Payton from 13 News Now with your Tropics update. Today is the peak of hurricane season, and we have two named storms currently in the Atlantic. We're going to start off the first with Tropical Storm Margot, because there isn't much to talk about Margot. Likely becoming your next named hurricane in the Atlantic between 11 o'clock tonight and early Monday morning. But as far as any impact from Margot, we're still going to see it again circulate within the central Atlantic. Doesn't pose a threat to land. But Lee is very interesting. We've seen a lot of developments with Lee. If you'll notice yesterday, it wasn't doing too well in terms of its organization. We saw this pretty much this white blob right here. We didn't see this well-defined southwesterly area. But as of today, you'll notice we're starting to get that eye wall back. The southwesterly portion of the storm is filling in. So what we can gather from this satellite image is that wind shear that we were seeing yesterday that helped weaken the storm. Unfortunately, we're starting to lose that wind shear. So what that means is we're going to watch Hurricane Lee start to strengthen. As of 5 o'clock, it's already re-strengthened to that major hurricane status as a Category 3. As far as days it could reach the U.S. coast, that's anywhere between 6 to 8. But in terms of impacts to the U.S. coast, that's going to hover around, I'd say, the 4 to 6 range in terms of days. Let's put a tracker with this system. As I mentioned, we're losing that wind shear. So that's going to allow this system to redevelop, reorganize, and strengthen. Likely becoming Category 4 status tomorrow afternoon. But as it starts to curve northward, as it enters the cooler waters of the Atlantic, it will begin to weaken. I will say, though, still maintaining its Category 1 status by late this upcoming work week. What that means for Bermuda, we're watching those outer rain bands, and Bermuda could likely deal with tropical storm force winds, heavy rainfall, and dangerous waves. What I do like about this, though, it does remain off our coastline here in Hampton Roads. Something that has changed, though, has been updated from yesterday into today. The European and the GFS ensembles, as we're looking beyond day 6 and 7. We're now looking later next week. What we expect to see, and starting to see a bit more agreement with, I'll say, this could make landfall for parts of New England or Nova Scotia, or even impacting New Brunswick. In agreement with that, the European was already ahead of the GFS model. The GFS is now agreeing with the European model. So with that, again, we're seeing that system likely staying off our shore, at least for here at home, but could have a decent impact for parts of New England and, again, the New Brunswick area and Nova Scotia. What I really like about this model is what I'm showing you comparing the GFS and the European. I'm showing you the isobars. So stopping this at Tuesday afternoon, this is still going to be a major hurricane. With these isobars, you're seeing the pressure. So basically, we're seeing the tighter bars, the stronger and the healthier the system's going to be. So as a Category 4, you're seeing a lot of isobars there on the map between the GFS as well as the European. But as that system, again, turns northward, these are going to become a bit wider and not as compact because that system is weakening. The European, again, was ahead of the GFS yesterday in terms of taking it closer towards parts of New England, but we're starting to see now that GFS take it even closer. It took a big swing, I'd say, closer towards the coastline for this following weekend. So we're going to continue to monitor that and what that actually will mean for those areas. I still think it's going to be a similar impact for us here at home in terms of rip current risk, seeing some strong winds and dangerous waves. The only thing that's going to be particularly different is if it does make landfall, we're expecting to see some flooding and a lot of rainfall for those regions there and even stronger wind gusts. Bringing the impacts, though, for here at home in Hampton Roads, nothing's really changed in terms of our impacts. Again, strong rip current risk, dangerous waves, tidal flooding is going to remain relatively minor, and I expect to see wind gusts anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour. The only thing that has changed is basically the timing of this system. So we do have a front that's going to kick through Hampton Roads between late Wednesday into Thursday. That keeps us relatively protected on the surface level from this system, or from Hurricane Lee, I should actually say. But what I would like to note, or what I would like to mention, is the timeline of us dealing with these effects will pretty much extend from Thursday into Saturday. So if you do have some beach plans the following weekend, please be cautious if you do plan on entering the waters, and continue to stay with 13 News Now as we do watch the development of Hurricane Lee as well as Margot. Thanks for sticking with 13 News Now.